Hey, kid, you got nothing. I know it.
What's going on, everybody? Listen to the Baseball Goombas. Today is September 18th, 2018. This is our 20th podcast episode. We made it to 20. Woo! John Goomba here with Chris Goomba.
Chris Goomba, what is happening, everybody?
See ya! A little Rookie of the Year. A little combo of the floater and the see ya.
Great movie. Great movie. Great baseball movie.
See ya cracks me up every single
One of the
time.
top two, if not the top.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Top
Ooh.
two. Easily.
Ooh.
What's another one?
I don't know what you went.
Natural.
I don't know.
Natural.
I was gonna say that, but I don't know if you were going with comedy baseball. I don't know where you were going.
For me, Sandlot number 1.
Sandlot 1.
Little Rookie of the Year 2. Little Big League 3.
Natural's good, but it's always
kind of boring.
It's so slow.
Boring.
Great movie.
Yeah.
But
Bonafide great movie, but it's a little slow.
So boring.
Little boring.
A little boring.
I wouldn't watch that on repeat all day. I would have watched The Sandlot on repeat all day. I would have watched Rookie of the Year on repeat all day.
It's fair.
And Little Big League, very underrated baseball movie. Very underrated.
Angels in the Outfield.
That's too.
It's
too kiddie for me.
The pigeon lady from Home Alone is the foster mother. It's only two things I know her in. The pigeon lady.
Kevin, run! Anyway, let's talk about September baseball.
What are we talking about?
The season is winding down. What are we talking about today? We are talking about a big, hot buzz issue going on right now. Discussion everywhere you look. The wild card game, the American League wild card game, looking like Yankees and A's. And the hot topic on that situation is who starts that game for both ends. With the Red Sox about to clinch the East, possibly tonight.
Yep.
All they need is one win in these next 3 games here, and it's game over. They clinch in the Bronx, which I'm sure they love. Second time in 3 seasons, mind you. Great job, Yankees.
Good schedule.
But the Yanks are headed straight towards the wild card game. Perhaps, get this, in California, if you can believe that.
If they keep slipping.
If they decide not to take care of business. It's going to be a dandy of a game, no matter where it's played. Oakland has been on some run, some tear for quite some time now, and it's pretty amazing. We talked about Oakland in the last episode with that makeshift Band-Aid rotation. It's still
when you look at
chugging along.
I still don't understand.
Still cruising along, and they're ripping the ball. The bullpen is one of the best in the league, and it's just amazing what they're doing. So again, this big storyline going into that game is who starts. Or who opens.
Sure, man.
See what I did there?
Hey, I got you.
And not just for the Yanks again, but for the A's as well. We'll dive into the Yankees first and then go into the A's a little bit later. First things first with the Yankees, just because, well, again, it boils down to 3 options for me. Okay?
I say 4.
You say 4.
John
Goombas got 4.
Gotta bring him up.
Who is him?
Gotta bring him up.
But it boils down to Luis Severino, Masahiro Tanaka, and the new guy, J-Hap.
And I threw in Sabathia.
Oh,
I threw in Sabathia. Can't leave him out.
I think you can leave him out.
I
Dude, I do. I mean, personally speaking, I think maybe
That's
other
fair.
people agree, other fans disagree with me, but I don't think he's an option whatsoever.
Not really what he's done, but kind of just his veteran and how he performed in the playoffs.
I get that, but I don't know. Anyway, so again, we'll start with the Yankees. Just because he's got the ace label and name value, Luis Severino is by no means a lock to start that wild card game. He's been real shaky late. And we all know what happened last year against the Twins in the wild card game.
Third of an inning.
And I was there. I saw it.
You went to that?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't remember.
Last year.
I forgot.
I was there.
I know you went to the Houston one.
Yeah. Oh, I went to that too.
Because I was at that one.
And if
Colby Rasmus.
If it's in the Bronx, I will most likely be there again. So look out for Chris Goomba.
In the bleacher creatures.
But yeah, it's no secret. We all saw what happened last year, and it was not pretty. Nobody expected him to do what he did last year.
Third of an inning, 3 earned runs, 4 hits.
It was
a walk,
it was
2
a
homers,
sight to see.
81 ERA. What a deal.
Yikes. And Yankees wound up with a bullpen game.
Yeah.
Made out all right.
They saved them.
Right.
I really thought the Twins were finally going to beat the Yankees in a meaningful game. No, then they were the Twins.
Yankees got them number.
It's unbelievable. I'm so sick of that game. Yankees Twins.
Yeah, it's repetitive. Yankees need to figure out which one of their starters these last 2 weeks is best suited and equipped to pitch in a win-or-go-home game. And because of the new wrinkle and the curveball that's going on with the game maybe not being played at Yankee Stadium after all, the road numbers and stats have to be accounted for. Not to a certain degree.
Yeah,
that has to be taken into consideration. So I'll talk about Severino first, just because he's the guy. In the postseason, obviously last year he's 1-1 with a 5.63 across 4 starts, 5 home runs in 16 innings.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
That's not good.
We saw him crumble last year, and he can't be doing that this time around against the A's.
Not a 1-game playoff. Not in a 1 game.
The Twins of last year.
Twins are the Twins. A's are a different.
And the A's are a different animal because
they've got a lineup.
they can hit.
They have a lineup.
They can hit. They can hit. Last year he put the Yanks in a hole, and if he starts this wild card game and he does the same thing, it's going to be tough to climb out of it with the A's bullpen. So if he's pegged as the starter and he has a relapse and does again what he did last year, and all of a sudden the second, I'm just saying, he lasts more than 1 inning, in the second inning it's 5-1. It's going to be, Yankees are looking up to a tough bullpen already.
You're not going to trust him at all the rest of his Yankee career to come into big spots. Severino essentially was a Cy Young candidate really into July. We talked about, so if you remember, come pre-All-Star break, we were talking about Severino, and there was all the conversations of Severino, DeGrom, who would you rather have? To pre-All-Star break, Severino
was amazing.
Was 14-2 with a 2.31, and we were literally joking about the Cy Young talks, and even Denny McLain getting the 31 wins and potentially being the first 30-win guy since him.
Yeah.
And since the All-Star break,
the wheels fell off.
These numbers kind of shocked me.
His ERA's got to be around 6. Yeah. I don't have it written down, but he's got to be around 6.
Oh, hey, Chris Goomba.
Or more.
You hit it. He's 3-6 with a 6.35 ERA.
Not good, and that's not a small sample size.
No, it's not. It's
post All-Star break is.
It's got 9 decisions in there. He's 3-6.
Coming up in October now. 36
home runs in 51 innings. You just faced Oakland. You went 2 2/3. You give up 5 earned runs. We were just talking about the 4 potential guys to start this game. Chris didn't even put Sabathia on it. I actually have Sabathia ahead of Severino. I do not know how you start Severino. You don't do. The second half of the year is a 6.35. You're gonna go start. So say he's been doing this the whole year with a 6.35. You're gonna go start a 6.35? No, exactly. That's what he's doing right now. The 1-game playoff is 2 things. It's you got to give it to the hot hand, and you were talking about before we went live here. It's who you trust. You said you were talking about J Happ, but I was saying that you got to give it to the hot hand and somebody you trust. And he is not a hot hand, and you certainly don't trust him.
He's far from a hot hand right now.
He's 0 for 2, so he's number 4 on my rank.
Again, for in my eyes, it's between Severino, Tanaka, and Happ. Sabathia, I understand where you're coming from with CC. He's been there. He's buckled down with the Milwaukee that one year where it was amazing.
That was amazing.
Pitching every day in 8 shutout innings, 12 Ks. So I understand, but right now you got to realize Sabathia isn't who he once was. He's more about finesse.
I'm talking
and he's pitching on borrowed time.
He is, but I understand there's an age CC now. I'm not going to go and talk about the Brewers thing, but real quick on CC because I know you don't really.
We can wait to talk about it if you want to wait.
No, I want to talk about CC right now because we're talking about him. But basically, September 3rd, against the Oakland. Actually, well, this actually kind of goes against my point. Three and a third. Three in the third innings, pitched 4 earned runs against the Oakland A's. The Oakland A's just hitting everybody.
They got a good lineup,
and that's also when you
got to neutralize that lineup.
That's also when the Yankees went to Oakland. It looked like they didn't even want to play baseball. Remember that? They looked like they didn't want to be there. But what I'm talking about is last year's postseason. He had 4 starts and he had a 2.37 ERA. And I'm talking at Cleveland, 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. At Cleveland, 4 1/3, 2 earned runs. Home for Houston, 6 innings, 0 earned runs. At Houston, 3 1/3, 1 earned runs. And he averaged a little less than 5 innings pitched through, but so he can potentially get you 5 innings. But
Tanaka did exactly that.
I have that for Tanaka too. Tanaka was just even filthier than that. But I'm just saying that's why I'm including him in the conversation.
I got you.
And I put him above Severino because Severino has proven absolutely nothing to me.
I wouldn't put him ahead of CC, but Sevy is last on my list. But again, I understand the whole Sabathia thing. To me, it's just, I don't know if he's a legit option for the team in the team's eyes. But I just can't see it. I really can't.
It's fair.
But
he's
never know.
He's not going to go out there.
You never know.
I just wanted to bring him up.
Where were we? Severino. So he was a Cy Young candidate until July, and then all of a sudden the wheels sort of fell off, and he hasn't been the same pitcher since, and he still hasn't been the same pitcher since. And again, it's not a small sample size, so I don't know what's going on in his head, or he's got to right himself. But remember, I want to bring up. Remember last year, he was quoted as saying he was too amped up for his start. During last year or at last year's game.
I forgot, but I remember.
Do we want that to happen again?
No, you can't risk this in one game.
You got to think. You got to see. Has he learned from that experience? Is he able to handle himself this time around? But at the same time, do you want to risk that?
No,
you don't know if he has learned yet. I would assume. I would hope so, but you don't really know. Until he gets put in that situation, and all of a sudden we're back at square one, and it's 2 innings, 6 runs.
For me to even think about putting Severino into this game, he would have to be doing. I mean, at least give me a 3 ERA in the second half. Like you got to be pitching good, consistent baseball, and he's not even. He's pitching consistent, terrible baseball.
Even if you just go up to any Yankee fan, really, or even any baseball fan. And you just say, if you ask him last year's wild card game only, do you even trust Severino this time around? Just based off of that one start. No matter if he was pitching lights out now, just based off that one start last year. You're right. You think you'd be a little bit nervous. Again, so why Severino? Because he's the guy who leads the team in pretty much all pitching metrics, numbers, and the guy who can finish with potentially 20 victories. But is he the smart choice?
Nope.
And the good thing about him, though, is if you want to look at it this way, he's getting all these bad starts out of the way now.
Please.
Okay?
Please.
You look at it that way.
No, I'm not looking at it that way.
He gets all of his bad starts out of his system now before it really matters.
Please.
Can be a little bit of plus.
You're being a little too optimistic.
Just throwing that out there.
You struggled against the Orioles, and now you're gonna go in Cleveland.
Just gonna throw that out there. But again, his 2 starts. Positivity. Positivity about Luis Severino.
Reach.
Okay? Positivity. The 2 starts against the A's this season, 6.23 ERA.
He's out.
That's not gonna.
He's out.
It's not gonna cut it. I'm sorry.
It's gonna fall off my list.
I'm sorry. It's just not gonna cut it. So that Severino again for me, number 3 on the list. I don't know if you have anything else to add about Sevy.
No, I think the constant talk about a 6 ERA is sums up my opinion on him.
Next, I want to talk. The next option, I want to talk about who right now everybody thinks should be the starter in the wild card game, and that is the new guy in town, Mr. J. Happ. It's no secret that he has been dealing since he came over to the Yankees. Yep. To the Yankees, he's been handling himself really well. For me, he's number 2. He's a 2. Number 2 guy. He's in the 2 hole.
I got him 2. I got him batting second.
Okay, he's batting second.
Contact guy. Hit and run.
In the postseason, 1-1, 3.72 ERA, 10 games, 3 starts. He has been in the postseason before.
Phillies.
Right.
And Jays, I believe?
Yes.
Okay.
For me, he's the new guy in town, and that's just the thing. And whether that's being stubborn or unrealistic, that is just how I feel and my feelings toward J Happ. Do you fully trust him yet? And I don't think you can say yes. People are just going to say yes because he's been pitching well. I mean, he's had a nice season. Don't get me wrong.
It's a safe choice.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's had a fantastic season. There's no denying that. But he's still learning the environment. He's still learning his surroundings. He's got new surroundings. He's got new pressure now. He's got new teammates. So there's a lot of still moving parts with J Happ. And I just if he's tabbed as the starter. If Boone says, "Here you go, Hap," you got the ball. How is he gonna react? He's got so much. He's gonna have so much pressure now because he's the new guy, and if it's in the Bronx, if the game is played in Yankee Stadium, you got to think he's gonna feel the heat. I mean, come on, it's really he's gonna feel the heat. He's gonna feel the heat, and how is that gonna play out during his start? Is he gonna go into a Severino mode? You don't know. I mean, you don't know anything about anybody.
The good thing you have going for you is...
That's something you got to think about. Pressure for crap. He's throwing his warm-up pitch and he's thinking to himself, looking around, wow, this is pretty damn cool. I'm in Yankee Stadium, wild card game, do or die, here we go. But at the same time, he's got to be like, oh, crap. I got to perform for these guys. Because my head is going to be ripped off if I don't.
I don't think he's going to cave into that, to be honest. Just because
he's a veteran.
He's 35-year-old veteran, been in the league since 2007. You were talking about his
He's been around. He's been around.
But with the Phillies, he mainly came out of the pen in the postseason. But more recently, with the Blue Jays in 2016, he pitched a game in the ALDS. He got the win, 5 innings, 1 run. 2016 ALCS, got a loss, but 5 innings, 2 earned runs. So this is exactly the kind of number that you're looking for in this one-game playoff is 5 innings, 1 to 2 runs. And,
right,
he did it most recently in 2016.
I'm sure he can do that, but we talked about Severino admitted himself he was too amped up. Is Happ going to be too amped up to prove?
How old is Severino? 22, 23? He's a kid. I mean, a 35-year-old vet.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but I just think Happ's been around way too long to...
I agree with that. I really do. I mean, he's been here before. He knows the situation.
Exactly.
I think he can handle himself well, but you also have to take into consideration about the whole pitching in the Bronx, everything on his plate, him being the new guy. Will he be too amped up for this start? Just like Severino was last year. And again, you don't know. Nobody knows anything until it actually happens, until Happ goes out, 6 shutout innings.
See, I told you.
Severino, if he's tabbed as a starter, he goes 6 innings, 1 run. You don't know anything. It's all kind of... And that's why it's so fascinating. That's why it's so fascinating about who gets the ball.
For one game?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Again, Happ has had a tremendous season. You look at his 2018 season. He's 16-6. Got 16 wins.
16 wins.
28 starts. I mean, he's pitching tonight. So
Sevy's got 17. What does that tell you?
Yeah, no. Happ's going tonight against Boston, so that's going to be telling.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to sway things, but it is an important start for Happ.
It actually really could sway things. If he goes a nice 5-6 1-run ball
against Boston, but he has pitched well against Boston.
I know, but was it in Yankee Stadium?
Yes.
That's gonna be big.
So again, how about that? It's also a big thing.
But if he gets a 4 Yankee Stadium against the Red Sox,
the Yankees, the Yankees acquired Happ in part because he has fantastic numbers against the Red Sox. So if you throw Happ in the wild card game, he's only going to make 1 start against Boston.
That's a great point, Chris Goomba.
Thank you very much.
I
appreciate that. It's a good point. It is. It's a good point. It's a good point.
You might want him to go, game 1 and 5.
Game 1 and 5.
Yeah.
If it's doable.
Game 1 and 4, depending on what you're doing. But
to
get him 2 starts against the Red Sox would be
huge. You acquired Happ for the Red Sox, pretty much, whether they want to admit it or not. And obviously, again, anything can happen. But one start against the Red Sox is you'd rather have him 2 starts.
So that brings, because I know me and you are really basically 1-2 on Tanaka and Happ, and it kind of brings up the question: would you rather Tanaka 2 against the Red Sox or Happ 2 against the Red Sox? And I agree with you. If he's lights out against the Red Sox, I think we're both
and he has been lights out.
And then that just brings more of an argument towards Tanaka to start that one game.
Yeah, I mean, Happ has faced Oakland this season. One time, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 2 hits. That'll do it. That'll do it.
That's what he keeps doing. 5-6 innings with 1 or 2 earned runs. That's what he keeps doing.
Right, yeah. But again, he's also, personally, I don't think this can be kept up at this pace. He's not this good, is he? Is he? Really? Is J Happ this good?
So like Severino's getting all his losses out of the way, Happ's getting all his good starts out of the way. So now you got to start Severino, put him at the top of the list. Severino's in, pencil him in for the start.
Hey, you gotta look at things differently. Okay? You always got to cover yourself here. You don't really think you have to worry about Happ facing a lineup 3 times. Like you said, 5 innings.
Just get to your bullpen.
1 run, just get to your bullpen, and your bullpen would take over. Yep. The Yankee bullpen has been great, but it hasn't been the best bullpen ever, as everybody thought they would be.
Yeah, it needs to chill.
Happ has a 3.91 career ERA. So again, he's pitching well over his head right now. Obviously, I would love for it to continue, but is J Happ this good? I don't know. I don't think he is. But I could be wrong. And yeah, just like you said, Severino is getting the bad ones out of the way now. Is Happ getting the good ones out of the way now? All of a sudden, here comes the wild card game, and it gets tagged for 8 runs. Yeah. So we'll see. Tanaka, okay, Tanaka time. Tanaka Tuesdays, or will be Tanaka Wednesday. For me, he's the guy. Okay, he's the guy. He's just got a heart of a champion. Okay, he deals. When the lights come on, he's ready to go. There's no denying it.
Yankee fans, for whatever reason, have been hating on Tanaka ever since they got him. I don't know why. They just there's like a thorn in the side.
I was part of that.
Yeah, I know you were.
I didn't really care for him.
Because what happened, you're getting sick of the Tanaka, he's either lights out or he gets 4 runs in the first inning. Yeah. You never know what Tanaka you're going to see.
I've come around on Tanaka. I do enjoy him very much now. And I think he should be your wild card starter that Wednesday.
I concur. John Goomba concurs.
Good. I'm glad you do. It means a lot. This is just where I lean the most. He's been there before, he's seen it before, and he knows what it's all about. He started that 2015 wild card game against the Astros. They lost, yes, 3-0, but he pitched very well.
Good game.
It wasn't perfect.
3-0. First of all, score a run.
Right, and you
gotta get a run for him here. 3-0.
Yeah, I was gonna get that. But you lose the game because nobody. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes, and it was one of the worst games, if not the worst game I've ever seen played by the Yankees offense.
Hit Tony Sip. Get a couple runs.
No, I think it was around
Keuchel and
one or 2 hit balls in the outfield. Went to the. I think it was just all ground ball to short, ground ball to third, ground ball to second. It was horrible to watch. It really was. But so that's not on Tanaka.
That 5 innings, 2 earned runs. That's literally what we're talking about. We want. So and he did that, but the bats weren't alive that night.
Yeah, it's just he's been consistent recently too. He's the hot hand right now. Mm-hmm. He's a ground ball pitcher at Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
And last year he was tremendous. Like literally tremendous against the Astros, against the Indians. He won that game 5 against Cleveland.
Yep.
To advance, and he just knows what it's all about. Obviously, you worry about the battery between him and Sanchez. You worry about that a little bit, which is stupid. You even have to worry about that.
I know.
You catch the ball.
Sanchez is brutal.
Catch the baseball.
I don't think he's gonna be Yankee for
I'll get to that in 1 second.
Brutal.
Well, I'll speak on that in a couple minutes.
Brutal.
It is. It's brutal. It's stupid that you even have to say that.
I'm sick of this guy. I'm not even a Yankee fan. I don't know how you guys deal with him.
So again, Tanaka he's trustworthy. You know what you're getting, hopefully.
Yeah.
And he won that ALDS elimination game against the Indians, 7 shutout innings against Cleveland. He knows what it's all about, and that's a big thing. The 2 ALCS starts against the champion Astros, and he was tremendous, just absolutely tremendous last year.
.9 ERA in those.
And he gets it done against stiff competition.
Yeah.
He gets it done. He'll give you length. He's going to give you at least 5 strong innings,
easily
6.
Chris, the past 4 games, 7 innings, 8 innings, 6 innings. He's going to get it for you.
Yeah, right.
He's going to get it for you.
So he's got to be the guy. He's got to be the guy. He's got to really.
And what I was talking about earlier is basically the 2 things: hot hand and do you trust them? Since the All-Star break, we were talking about Sevy's ERA being over 6. The 10 starts since the All-Star break for Tanaka, he's 5-3 with a 2.09.
Yeah,
2.09.
He's been lights out. It's been tremendous.
Absolutely dealing for the Yankees. Ground ball pitcher in Yankee Stadium.
What you do, obviously, it's you worry about the home run ball with Tanaka because it's not a Tanaka start without the home run.
That's fair.
Especially at Yankee Stadium where the balls fly out, and against Oakland, who are a team that can hit the home runs.
Yep.
So
Third best
home runs are always something that has plagued Tanaka. If he's not getting ahead with his splitters and sliders.
He needs them
fastballs
to he needs them to bite on that.
Fastballs and hitters counts could be a recipe for disaster. So that's something you gotta think about. But if I'm the Yankees, I'd be willing to take my chances with that. The battery with Tanaka and Sanchez.
I want to hear this.
Sanchez has had trouble with Tanaka. You worry about giving up runs with the
for the ball
with the pass balls. You can't be having that.
Knock it
especially
down.
in a do or die game.
Knock it
Runner
down.
on third, just saying 1-1 game in
even a runner on first. Get a guy get scoring position.
Yeah.
Get in front of the ball.
Can't worry about that. It's
You don't need that.
You don't need it. You don't need it. Tanaka doesn't need that.
No.
He needs the confidence. Tanaka, if he's on his game, Tanaka needs the confidence to throw his splitter in the dirt and not worry about if Sanchez can handle it. It makes Tanaka more effective, and it keeps the hitters guessing and off balance. Obviously, actually, is it that obvious that the lineup is better with Sanchez? He has not had a great season. It's kind of a low. It doesn't stink.
He stinks. Is he still at 190? I don't even know.
Somewhere around there. Yeah, he doesn't stink. He just had a bad season.
Yeah,
had a lost season.
He really am.
I have no doubt in my mind he'll come around again next season.
We'll see.
It's a risk taking his bat out of the lineup.
Well, then do you do Romine and DH Sanchez?
That's something. That's something you got to think about.
Yeah.
You risk, whether he's had a great season or not, do you risk taking his bat out of the lineup when one swing of the bat can change a game, can alter the game real fast. But again, is the lineup the best with him this year? Last year, obviously, he had a better season.
No, fair.
Yeah. He struggled all season. Romine has been more than adequate behind the dish and with his bat. He's had a fantastic season, Romine. Very underrated, underappreciated backup catcher.
He's good.
He's great.
Solid. He is, though.
So essentially, it comes down to the risk-reward of weakening the lineup in favor of defense. You're more inclined to do so in a longer series and not a winner-take-all game.
That's fair.
Also, Tanaka has been better on the road than at home. In 11 starts at home, he's 5-5 with a 3.66 ERA. Away, he's made 14 starts. He's 7-0 with a 3.31 ERA. But it's not. I don't think it's too drastic, really. So I'm not.
Gets that W though.
Yeah, that's all I care about. Overall, just Tanaka is my guy because of experience, and again, he's got a gamer mentality and knows what to do, knows what it takes. Not too big for him, and he's been lights out.
And I think he proved it against Cleveland
also
Houston last year.
Also, fun fact Tuesday for you here. Okay, Tanaka hasn't faced Oakland this season, so
that's actually
fresh, new arm for them. For the A's, advantage Yankees.
What we were just talking about.
Right. Okay, how about that?
They hit Severino. They hit Sabat. I don't know if Happ. I didn't dig in to see if Happ faced him, but Tanaka hasn't faced him, and he's the number one guy.
Advantage Yankees. Okay? So that's what I have to say.
Tanaka, number one guy.
Tanaka's got to be the guy.
For both of us.
Tanaka's got to be the guy. Tanaka, number one starter. They're for the wild card game from both the Goombas. You heard it here first. Both Goombas vouching for Tanaka. Let's switch gears to the A's. Okay? Let's switch gears to the A's.
This shouldn't even be a conversation if Sean Manaea was healthy.
Right.
But if he's getting left shoulder surgery literally tomorrow, and he's going to miss all next year, he's going to be back 2020. But
it's a shame.
It is a shame. He was having a great year.
Yes.
And he should be going.
He should be the guy
Easily.
But the A's have not had any luck with their starting rotation. I mean, it's like 10 different guys have gone down, and it's but here they are.
I know.
Here they are. All these guys went down. So you went from like a 5-man rotation to a trio. Went to a trio who all three weren't even on the opening day roster. And again, here they are. And we've talked at length about how they're doing this on our previous episode with that Band-Aid starting rotation. 2 options for me. It's Edwin Jackson and Mike Fiers.
I agree. Those are my 1-2s.
Personally, I think Fiers has to be the guy. Again, both these names doesn't really jump out at you, but they've been doing it. Both of them have been doing their due diligence all season long.
Just to give you an idea, the guy behind that for me is
Cahill.
So that tells you right there that there's only 2 guys. Cahill's been okay, 6-3 with a 3.77.
All these guys have been serviceable. Like I said, they've been doing their due diligence.
If the game is Cahill,
no, me neither. No way, Trevor Cahill.
God,
so he could go down with an elbow injury after 10 pitches.
God.
If the game is played in the Coliseum, he is 5-0 at home.
I don't care.
With a 1.49 ERA.
I don't care.
I don't care either. But I'm just
you could tell
throwing the stats out there.
He's got 40 shutout innings. I'm not going to care. I'm not putting Cahill in my elimination game.
That is across 10 starts. Okay, so
get out of here.
Again, I don't care either. This is just the stats for the fans out there.
I appreciate it.
For the A's fans out there. Okay,
Oakland.
For the Oakland fans out there, it's just the stats. Back it up. But. Cahill I think he is right now sidelined with an injury.
He is.
He's working his way back.
He is.
but he is hurt.
Yes, you're correct.
But anyway, Edwin Jackson hasn't faced the Yankees this season.
Ooh, fresh.
He's 5-3 with a 3.17 ERA in 15 starts. And like we said previously on our previous episode, how much longer can Edwin Jackson do this? And we said that
he keeps doing it.
Days ago, and he's still doing it. But do you trust him? Do you trust Edwin in a do or die game? I don't.
Edwin Jackson.
Although he does have a lot of playoff experience.
I know.
2008, 2011, 2012 World Series experience.
He's a 16-year career.
He's played for 13 teams.
This guy's been around forever.
Rays, Cards,
13 different teams. This
crazy.
guy. But he's never been good.
No,
he's been.
That's the same thing with Hap. Has Hap what he's doing
not
now?
Edwin. He's not Edwin.
No.
Edwin has been a 5-starter every single place he's gone. Career 103 and 123 with a 4.6 ERA, and he's just kind of hung around the league, and he's always been the 5-star everywhere. Fun fact: born in Germany. Fun fact Tuesday.
Edwin Jackson.
Fun fact
Tuesdays. Packed house here.
All of a sudden this year, here comes Edwin on the A's, 5-3 with a 3.17. He comes on the scene at the end of June, and he just starts dealing. And he's averaging between 5 and 6 innings per start, pitching good baseball with a 3.17.
How much longer can that stay? I don't.
He's doing it. He's doing it.
I don't.
Edwin's my number one.
Oh my gosh.
He's mine. He's here too.
It's all he got.
I know.
That's all the A's got. It's 2 guys.
Edwin is my guy, and I have Mike Fiers as my number 2, which I understand. He's younger. He throws harder. He's 12-7 with a 3.38. He's pitched good baseball. I agree. He's doing well.
He has been doing well.
But I have Edwin Jackson, and my quick trigger backup is Fiers. Like if he's having that first, second inning trouble, you got to pull him quick. And Fiers is my guy. I'm coming in. You just need to get to you just got to get 5 innings out of these guys.
I agree with that. Again, the A's how they stand now, unfortunately, they only have one or two capable guys of starting this game. Jackson, again, I don't buy into it. He could, the last 2 weeks of the season, 2 starts, he can be lights out. I don't buy into that. I don't see him starting that game.
We say that, and every time we watch him, he spits 6 innings of good ball.
I don't get it.
Me either.
Whatever.
Because he's never done it.
Right. And I just can't see. I really can't see it. I can't see him starting a do or die game against the Yankees.
I'm trying to remember if he had a no hitter.
Edwin Jackson, I think he had.
I thought he was with the Cubs.
I think he did. I'm not sure what team. I'm not gonna go write down all major league teams that he's played for.
Christmas list of teams.
But
I'm pretty sure
I think he does have a no hitter.
But anyway,
so Fiers, I think he could be your guy to start the game. He's been great since the team acquired him. You said the numbers. He's 12-7 overall with a 3.38 ERA, 29 starts. Good season all around. He's got inning of playoff experience. One inning in 2015 with the Astros against the Royals. That 1 inning gave up a run.
Ooh.
Okay, gave up a run.
Ooh.
Okay.
Rattled.
Yes, he does K a lot. Strikes out a bunch.
Right.
He also gives up the long ball. And if the game's played at Yankee Stadium, the long balls run rampant there.
Yep.
So that's something you have to think about. Also, Mike Fiers against the New York Yankees this season has made 3 starts. 2 with Detroit, 1 with Oakland. That first start was his second start of the year. 5 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 home runs.
It's early.
Gross. That's gross. Yeah, second start of the year.
Settle it in.
You know, but June 4th, another 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 home run. Most recent was the 5th of this month, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a home run. So in all 3 of his starts, that's 4 home runs. So he does give up the home run to the Yankees.
And you're going to start him over Edwin?
I think it's a lose-lose.
It's really tough. It's a tough one.
It's very
tough.
tough.
Flip, man.
So, that being said, how about this? Do the Oakland A's bullpen the entire game? Do they bullpen the entire game? Is that a better option? Sitting here, is that a better option than throwing just a coin up in the air, heads is Fiers, tails is Jackson?
I hear you.
I think it's worth it.
I hear you.
Well, worth it to think about.
But I would not mess around with something you really haven't done.
The Yankees did it last year. Rays are constantly doing it and are all of a sudden
knocking
at the door.
Adapted to, Rays are knocking at the door. By the way, 4-game set's going to be huge against the Yankees.
Rays. Unbelievable. Rays baseball.
They haven't done it like the Rays have, and I wouldn't do that if your team hasn't been comfortable doing that for an entire season. Rays, I understand. Ryan Stanek, get out there. Let's go, kid. Give us 1. But but for Oakland, I'm saying Edwin Fiers. You hope to get 4 or 5, and then you go through your bullpen of closers.
So that's the thing, though. That's the thing. You hope to get 4 or 5.
Yeah.
How far can you take Fiers and Edwin realistically?
4 or 5.
So why not?
That's fine.
Why not just do the bullpen game? Why not do it? Oh, from 1 to 9, just do it.
I'm not comfortable doing it.
They have a great bullpen. Their bullpen ERA sits at 3.25. One of the best in baseball.
It is.
Okay.
Somehow Astros have the best. We still don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It's because of just the Ken Giles. I said that last time I stayed against because of the Ken Giles stigma. You just think of Ken Giles blowing games left and right. He's not on the team anymore, so that's that. But again, I don't think it's crazy to think of a bullpen game for the A's. I think it's seriously something that they need to consider. You have a bunch of guys in that bullpen that can navigate that tough Yankee lineup with just playing matchups. The A's are happy to be where they are, and I think when they get there, whether it's in the Bronx or at the Coliseum, they got a bullpen. Use it, okay? Just use it. If that means burden the guys to advance, so be it. Whatever it takes. And I think Oakland is going to Everybody should, but especially Oakland because nobody thought they would be here except for Chris Goombas. Okay, preseason sleeper team.
My Rockies are slipping.
Thank you very much.
Come on, Rockies. Story's gonna be gone now.
That's tough. Although I did see before we went live here, nothing is confirmed yet. It's probably tomorrow, but he said he is feeling better. I don't know what that means.
Story?
Yeah.
I heard UCL Tommy John is gone for next year.
Yeah,
it's just
we'll see tomorrow.
We'll
see what happens.
Good reports.
But again, the A's have a deep 8 guys deep in that bullpen. Rodney, Trevino, Trinian, Kelly, Petit, Familia, Butcher, Liam Hendricks. With those guys, you're telling me they can't stitch together 9 innings?
I'm sure they could, but I think...
Mind you, Familia, Trevino, Trinian, Petit, they all can go multiple innings. All of them could go multiple innings.
I will say, bold prediction. If the Yankees win, and they beat the A's bullpen, it'll be Jeurys Familia that blows it. Because I've watched Familia in big spots, and he blew Game 1 of the World Series with Alex Gordon, the home run over center field, broke my heart. And then he gave up a 3-run home run in the top of the ninth to Connor Gillespie in the wild card game.
Oh yeah, Giants.
He's good, but he just can't handle these huge.
Well, he's not in New York anymore. He might
be. If the wild card game's there.
Fair point.
But I honestly, don't see the A's bullpen has been so lights out, but Familia scares me. Just because he's known to give up.
Of course, Rodney scares anybody.
Just known to give up the big hit.
And
That's my bold prediction. I hope it doesn't happen, though. I'll tell you that.
I understand. The Rays are accustomed to it now. They're used to it. The A's aren't. They've done it recently with Hendricks. He's pitched 1 inning.
I saw that. I did see that.
So I do think those guys can handle it. And again, I think it needs to be strongly considered.
It was a test.
And I don't want to hear about burning these guys out prior to if they advance to the LDS because, check it out, they have 2 days between the end of the season and the wild card game. Then a day off if they advance in between before the ALDS starts. So you're not really burning your bullpen if you go that route. They're going to be rested and ready to go against Boston. So that trio of Familia, Trevino, and Trini are all tough on righties. Yankees, righty heavy lineup.
True. And
the bullpen, the Yankees did it last year, and they won that game. And the bullpen wasn't compromised because we're 1 win away from the World Series.
So bottom line, are you starting Fires or are you bullpenning? On the spot.
Honestly, I rather bullpen than Edwin Jackson, 100%.
Okay.
As far as Fires or bullpenning, that's a
flip a coin.
That's a tough question. Would love to hear what Oakland fans have to say about that. I think I would lean towards Fires.
That took so long.
I think I would lean towards Fires, but I'm also not opposed to go the bullpen route. I think it can be a very good thing for Oakland because they have a great bullpen, and I think certain matchups with the righty arms can neutralize the Yankee tough righties. Okay. I do. The Yankees, I don't think can even touch Trevino or Trinian. Well, nobody really has.
No.
So I think it's a great option to be considered, and I don't think it's out of the question. So again, we would love to hear from Oakland fans. So once this goes up on our YouTube channel, feel free to comment, and we would love to hear your thoughts on that, on whether you think Edwin or Fires should start or go the bullpen route. Be very interested to hear you guys' thoughts. So please chime in. But that's what we got for the A's. I don't know if John Goomba wants to add anything else about the Rays creeping in.
I mean, Rays. We were talking about it earlier. Rays are 6.5 out of the car.
Amazing what they're doing.
They're 8 behind the Yankees. But they're not done. The way they won 8 of their last 10, and they've just been playing incredible baseball. And they still have a 4-game set against the Yankees, and the Yankees still have 7 against the Red Sox. So that's a really tough schedule for the Yankees.
They're not out of it. It's a long shot.
It's a long shot.
But they're not out of it.
I mean,
which is amazing.
It all comes down to, honestly, I don't think they can win 3 out of 4 against the Yankees. I think they need to get a 4-game sweep.
It's possible.
It is possible.
It's possible.
The way the Rays are playing, the way the Yankees are playing, it's very possible.
The Yankees, they need to take care of business, or they're going to be in a world of hurt. And you
say goodbye to Booney real quick.
Right. If somehow they don't take care of business, and that game is played in California, I'm sure the Yankees don't really mind. But essentially, you're flying 3,000 miles to Oakland. You win that game, you're flying 3,000 miles back. It's gonna be a tough ride. It's gonna be a tough ride if they win that game. But they're pros. I'm sure they can handle it. But it's something that's gonna be in the back of their minds. So the game, home field in baseball, shouldn't mean too much. But obviously, the team would love to play in the Bronx. And it's just a matter of taking care of business in these last 12, 13 games for the Yankees and the A's. And we'll just see what happens there. But we cannot wait for postseason baseball right around the corner.
Here we go
it
now.
Literally went like that. But I love it. We love it. We're ready for it. And we're ready to discuss the things and leading up to it and what happens during the postseason. Yeah. So that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for listening. As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel, our iTunes, our SoundCloud, and be sure to give the Goombas a follow on our Twitter at We Are the Goombas.
Hey.
And the Goombas are gone. Salute.
Arrivederci.